Hello, this is the first video of February in a time I call Valenscoot, where I talk about and look at all things romance and lovey and all that other stuff. Cartoon love, Mordecai love. No, not the meme, not the meme, not the meme! I don't get this ship at all, by the way. Regular Show was created by J.G. Quintel. J.G. Quintel went to Cal Arts, obviously as most animators do. He had an idea akin to Regular Show for as early as 2005 or 2007, when short films called The Ninth Man from Lollyland and Two in the AM PM were created. When he finally got to pitch Regular Show, it was in the form of a pilot episode on something called Cartoon Institute, which still, to this day, sounds like Cartoon Prostitute to me, but it's Cartoon Institute. No, it's Cartoon Prostitute. That's what we're gonna say. The Cartoon Institute was created to showcase a plethora of different animated shorts, but out of all of them, only two shows came from that, which were Regular Show and fucking Uncle Grandpa. The topic at hand for today is about relationships in Regular Show, specifically the ones around Mordecai. I'm going to mention the same thing in my Adventure Time video later on this month, but most relationships in this show are good to great, except when it comes to the main characters' relationships. But I am going to say this, CJ and Mordecai are better than Margaret and Mordecai. I guess to talk about it better, let's discuss Margaret and Mordecai's relationship and past first. The show started off as more of an episodic sitcom, with most things seemingly resetting at the end of every episode. Margaret was the small town coffee girl and love interest of the show. Her character was made to literally be a love interest that Mordecai could hopefully one day be with. That's how it was for 4 seasons. And we saw increasingly more drastic situations that pushed them further together. You can tell these two had feelings for each other and trusted one another, and during season 4, they finally broke out of that friend zone and started dating. This is what we have been waiting for. This is what we've been anticipating for 4 out of 8 seasons of the show. They go on dates, Mordecai meets her family, it's all seeming to be like everything everybody wanted, and then
I really like you, Mordecai, and what we have is special, but I may never get this opportunity again. I'm sorry, but I can't be your girlfriend.
She got accepted to the college that she wanted. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. I actually think that this was perfectly told, and we got to see Mordecai develop into more of a realistic character. He got depressed for a bit with Margaret on his mind 24/7 to the point where he tried to go see her, but he notices that she seems happy with her decision and her life, and just at that moment, he accepts it. It's a very realistic and emotional response. Then CJ shows up. I like CJ, especially after we get to know her more later on. But her introduction, like the first 3 introductions of her, are bad and very awkward, and I only say that because she has a jealous streak, and that gets annoying super fast immediately during the first episode with her in there. This was pre-Mordecai and Margaret getting together, season 3 episode 25. Mordecai misinterpreted how Margaret interacted with this other bird and assumed she just accepted a marriage proposal, and he got depressed because of it. But before he could get too depressed, his friends get him on this dating app, and that's where we meet CJ, who's super cool, very tomboy, very let's play video games and chill kind of gal. Mordecai prefaced this at the beginning. That he is not looking for a relationship and just wants to hang. He explained it to her from the start that he wasn't interested in a relationship, but for some reason after hanging out for a bit, she thought he was starting to like her, and was angry when she found out he asked Margaret to the same movie because he forgot he asked her, which led to a very awkward and angry outburst from CJ. Being jealous isn't a bad trait. It can lead to interesting stories being told, but this was not the way to do it. They never found a good way to do it. She told Mordecai at the end of the episode that she should have told him what was going on. He did. But after the Margaret stuff, another shit episode happens where they meet on the volleyball court, but luckily afterwards, they actually end up together in the crew for a good season. It becomes Mordecai, Rigby, CJ, and Eileen. And I actually like the chemistry and wacky vibes that they get to have in these adventures. I find CJ to be a better character than Margaret because she was always presented as more than just a love interest. She was presented more to be on par character-wise with Mordecai and the others, whereas most episodes prior to season 4 with Margaret involved was Mordecai trying to do these wacky hijinks or crazy bets to win her over, which you shouldn't do for anybody. There's no such thing as winning somebody over. At that point, you just see her as some trophy rather than someone to pursue a future with. CJ is literally the female Mordecai when it comes to her interests and jokes that she say, unlike Margaret, who is just the female Mordecai because of surface level appearance. And then
No!
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to do
really
that.
wasn't. I mean,
Mordecai?
no, it's not.
CJ, wait!
That is what I do not like. I do not like the fact that she returned and just made everything more difficult for Mordecai. It reverted his character back to being this awkward person who just can't tell Margaret or CJ that this is awkward to see them together, and he doesn't want that. Mordecai is just as much to blame as Margaret because he could have easily spoken up about how he felt about what was going on. It turned everything into a weird love triangle, and this is where a lot of people started to not like regular show as much as they did early on. Even after the love triangle thing ends and CJ breaks up with Mordecai, him and Margaret also just decide to be friends and don't end up back together. A lot of fans hated the fact that at the end of the series, Mordecai actually ended up with someone that wasn't established in the show, somebody we did not know as an audience, which I still cannot decide if it's a good thing for a show to do or not. It is more realistic at least to finally have somebody that you didn't know in your past, but I don't think it's I don't think it's good for a show to do. I'm a sucker for a relationship that is built throughout the series because you become attached to the characters and you just want to see them go through all the odds and end up together. I had no problem with the decisions in regular show when it came to Mordecai's relationships. Until Margaret comes back. That ruined her character, Mordecai's character, and CJ's character. To the point where in the next seasons, we never even got to focus on Mordecai's stuff anymore. They actually switched to Rigby and Eileen, which is probably the best relationship in the show and made Rigby a really, really good character where he wasn't at first, which is what a relationship should do in a show. You're going to see me completely destroy Finn's love life when it comes to that in Adventure Time. But for now, what do you guys think of regular show's relationships? Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree? Let me know and I'll respond to them immediately when I see them. I may not see them soon, but if I do see them soon, I'll respond. But yeah, that's basically it. Goodbye.